Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello, and how are my lovelies? How's my royalty? Okay, you know the drill. Grab something boiling hot or freezing cold to sip on. Let's enjoy some patty. Okay. Well, you guys have already heard me. Well, a lot of the MAGA people ended up, I did title it in a way that got their attention. And they wanted to try to troll me and shut me up. But yeah, right, that's not going to happen. It's like, and also they didn't do a great job. It's like they kept saying, I'm getting more comments. Like, okay, all right. And that's without me doing too much marketing right now because I'm trying to focus on the other parts of the business to make sure once this is ready after getting scammed. But yeah, I already talked about that. Try to hire somebody and they scammed me. So yeah. Happy, happy, joy, joy. My life is, yeah. But it adds more experiences to my novels, all right? But okay. Because with that episode, I talked about All in the Family, and if they were to remake it and actually have two episodes on it, and I'm gonna make more just to irritate and frustrate them. And oh, I love it. I love being petty. But and one thing that was really funny is that they kept saying I'm ignorant and I do not know what I'm talking about. I think they are so upset that I was recreating the main character, the head of the household, the egotistical, racist, bigot of a man. And he has the image of MAGA, the image of the Republican Party as of today. They couldn't stand that. They kept saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. When you look the story or when you look up the TV show, it literally describes him as a bigot. Like, just plain and simple. It said bigot in it. It did. It does. And he is. The way that his character was portrayed and is in the show, all of the racist, terrible, sexist, awful, terrible things in the show. Yes. And I'm going to continue bringing it to light. And I might do some of this in a different way on the Nerd channel because, yes, this year I'm going to start working on both of them. But not until, yeah, I need to get this novel done. I probably, yeah, this year it will be, yes, it's like I keep having all of these ideas of the different things and the different ways I need to construct the business. So the business will be on the Nerd channel. So get ready. I'm going to be talking about my candles and the equipment and deciding like how I'm going to be producing and things, and then the greeting cards, like the budgeting, and like yeah, basically it's going to be a lot about the budgeting, the creative portion, and the marketing, and like the social media, how I'm going to plan that out, and different things that I might need having a disability because I want to sell wholesale and on different websites directly to the consumers and at a lot of the markets that you find over the summer and some over the holidays, kind of. But with my disability and everything, if I can do spring until mid fall, I think that would be perfect for me. So, yeah, but I'm going to be talking about that on the Nerd channel. But there's a new show that's gonna, well, it's not new. It'll be new for Generation Z, but unless their parents watch the like the 90s types of shows, especially, the Cosby Show and things like that, because they're bringing back a different world. And I love it. Especially this is the time where we need it the most because we have such an illiterate demographic right now. Our community, the education, and the intelligence has just been lacking so extremely. It's pretty dismal. And so, and also especially within the African American community, after like with the whole Black Lives Matter and the protests and what's going on right now, we need to highlight what is going on right now. We need to show the importance of everything. And so just like with, the old school, and I can't believe I'm going to be saying that, yeah, the old school, A Different World, they can now transfer some of what made them unique and special and awesome, highlighting African Americans in education and in higher education, but then also the troubles and the issues that we strive and go through on a daily basis that the other communities don't, or they don't understand, or they don't care to understand, or they put us down for. And so I'm kind of excited. It's like, I think that's, and I know they brought back Fresh Prince, and it was good. Maybe I need to give it a second chance because I didn't watch every episode. I watched it, here and there and stuff because it was, and I'm kind of nervous because I'm like, how different is it going to be? And I'm gonna look like, yeah, I'm gonna do another episode because I kept saying I'm gonna look up who's gonna play the characters and my hypothesis of their character layout and how they can do character change throughout the seasons and stuff like that. Because if it's, are they gonna do like a 4 season run, kind of like with like a lot of the college students, 4 years, or maybe that like yeah, I needed that 5th year because I double minored. So it's like, how many seasons are they gonna do it? So maybe I can plan it out because, okay, well, yeah, let's just go through it. And if you didn't know they were bringing it back, yeah, they're bringing that and another old school show. So I still have hope for All in the Family because, oh my gosh, I have so many ideas. And so, yeah, I'm going to do a third one on that one soon as well. Maybe once a week or every other week, I should play around with A Different World and All in the Family. Yeah, so we'll see. Depends on how politics are in my life is because I'm going to be talking more about disability life and especially disability and applying for work, and then the quote unquote ugliness of disability. Because you guys do have no idea how many times I've heard people tell me that I would be more beautiful if I wasn't disabled, or I would be marriage material if I wasn't disabled, or how they wouldn't be embarrassed to be seen with me if I wasn't disabled. And so the trauma and the things that go on in the back of my mind, and also the need for mental health as like physical therapy, mental therapy, and everything like that. Because like people don't understand the power of words, and some people understand the power of words, and the only way they want to use that power is to diminish and smash other people's hope away. They want to make other people feel smaller. And so when they see someone with a disability, they see them as weaker. So they're like, okay, I want to ruin their lives a little bit more. That will help me feel better about myself. That's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. And especially as I have gotten more education and I have achieved some great and amazing things, they are more determined, highly determined to try to tear me down. Yeah. So, but let's get into A Different World because I keep thinking, who is going to be a Whitley? And also, because yeah, it's like we need a Whitley. We do. But at the same time, I'm kind of worried because, okay, I don't want her to be like a Candace Owens, but we need a Candace Owens. And we also need a John James. We need 2 African Americans that are against us, but they want to be with us. Yeah. I mean, they don't want to be with us, as you can, yeah. But it's like we maybe one can be, yeah, it's like, change it up a little bit. But like one thing within the show, I really think we need to show the outside view and how some are self hating and some are going to put us down and belittle us in order for them to feel more power. And it's like, and even though they hate themselves, they want to pour that hate into other people that are like themselves so that they can feel better. That's my opinion. But yeah, if we can get like a kind of a John James, like the one, like the type who will only date white women, like, because, or even like a Tiger Woods. If you can combine Tiger Woods and John James, yes, we need a male student character like that. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's like he wants to go golfing with his white male friends every weekend. And he, like, when he hears like rap music and stuff, he is just so irritated and frustrated. And he just, like, he puts it down, or stereotypes and stuff like that. Yes. But yeah, if we can have a wit, like, and because yeah, Whitley wasn't really a Candace Owens. So if we could get like one that was like Whitley and then a Candace Owens, I think, especially if they can butt heads. Oh yeah, it's like if they were mortal enemies, that would be amazing. And especially their sororities, because yeah, if we can bring, make sure with the female sororities and everything like that, that would be really interesting too. Because which one would the Candace wannabe join? And or would she try to go off on another campus to join that one? I've kind of heard of some doing that before. Yeah. But some of the issues that we would need to bring is even the Crown Act. Maybe in later seasons, or even as a summer job, or as a on campus or off campus job, or whatever. It can be in so many situations. One of the students is applying for a job, but they get hired, but then told that they can't have their hair that way. And so maybe throughout that episode, the students, like, maybe it could be even in locks, and so now they're debating, are they going to cut their locks, or it can be in beautiful braids. So then maybe they have they might get a sew-in with straight hair, or just showing some of the dilemmas. And maybe going to the hair salon might be one of their places, because as African American women, especially college women, we want to, get our hair done. So that might be one of the spots you might see ever so often throughout the season. And especially when they go and get their lunch, oh my gosh, the cafeteria, they can talk about like so many, like maybe even talk about the news and the elections and protests, but in their way, because I don't know if they're going to be having the same president, the same issues, but maybe they can have an altered version of the issues, including how in Philadelphia, the orange man is taking away our history. But he wants to take the history away out of so many museums and books and now exhibits. Like, guys, pay attention. But I think if a different world was able to showcase this into the show, I think it would help also bring light to Generation Z on what is going on and why does it matter. It's like why you need to make sure you learn about your history and pay attention to the world around you and to the people around you, and know about your people and the struggles that they went through in order for you to be able to be allowed to go to college. Because do you know how many colonizer people have told me, well, there's black colleges and universities. Why don't we have white ones? baby Jesus, black baby Jesus. Oof. You are an idiot. You are dumb. You are stupid. Yeah, that's, if you do not know that part of the history, because even throughout school, we got hit, like, and if you weren't taught that, go back to your teacher and tell them they did a terrible, an absolutely terrible job. Because I know at my schools, especially, ugh, yeah, where I went to high school, they hardly went through it, but they went through it by mistake, some of them. Yeah. But yeah, all schools used to be white schools. All schools, because blacks were not allowed to go to college. So then they built them. And that's how we have the historically, I repeat, that's how we have the historically black colleges and universities, because those had to be built in order for black people to go to college and get a higher education. But it's so, like, horrifying how many Caucasian white colonizers, how many of them do not know this? And it just shows the lack of our education and how much our country has already done with erasing our history. Because a lot of these people, they don't mind if we repeat it. They don't mind if they keep us down, because that's what they've been trying to do for decades. Like, the more we have been fighting for our peace, and that's one reason why they hate Martin Luther King Jr. so much, until they want to use his quotes against us, even though it wasn't for them. They'll use it and abuse it. They'll twist it around to make it go into their favor. It's like they'll say there is no more racism until it hurts them. It's like, the only lives that seem to matter are the ones that look like the colonizers, and the people that stole this land, and the people who enslaved the people, and the people who kept wanting strange fruit around them, especially after church, while they had the man hanging on their cross, on their necklace. They had no problem hanging a black man on a tree. Mm. But anyways, back to it. Because yeah, we need to cover the different laws and the different things where that African Americans go through, and the issues with the police, and how we get pulled over for any and every reason. And maybe there can be a Caucasian school down the street where, it's like, we might have some of those cool, like, well, not the colonize or some of the colonizers might come and visit for some rude, mean, like, yeah, the MAGA people, yeah. Let's just say that would be an interesting episode here and there, you know. But then you might get some of the Underground Railroad. You might get some of the Underground Railroad people, people invited to the barbecue. It's like, they might come and visit and hang out and talk. And also at the university, it's like you might have, like, and like a couple Asians, a couple, of the Underground Railroad types hanging and chilling. And you can see that, maybe they can be learning from the African American community, and maybe in return we can learn their perspectives and what they think or thought, or how their families told them the information within the episode of the issue and the drama that might coincide. But then, even the hardships, maybe one of the students, like all of the other students on their floor, gets packages of food and money and a card and things. But maybe with them, their parents can't afford that. And so then you see throughout the semester some of the things that they have to do in order to make enough money, or you see them always working, maybe the first season. And everyone's like, where's this person? Where are they at? And you see that they're always working. And then at one point you realize what they're going through and how hard it is at their home. And it's like, I don't know, it's like showing the diversity of issues from the African American community and showing the love that we have for our people and the ups and downs, the financial issues, the racism, and then even the sexism, like showing the things that African American women have to go through. And okay, I'm not saying anything, but it'd be really nice if they could have maybe, even if it's an invisible disability, can we have a can we have a college student with a disability at the college, please? You can show some of the issues that they go through as a black character with a disability. I'm not even saying they have to be a black female, even if it's a black male. And if it can be a physical disability, that would be, it would be sad because I know some of the issues. Because I remember before my disability got so bad, I had pain in my legs, but I could still, I could still even run or whatever still. But there was like there were a few students with in wheelchairs at the university. But I remember during the winter time, there was a student. She was trying to go over the bridge, but her wheelchair wouldn't. It wasn't, the energy wasn't, strong enough for her to get over. And I remember I was heading the class or heading the tutoring, one or the other. Uh, no, I might have been getting ready to do a tour. I have no, like, I was all over the campus for like work and class, and like yeah, let's just say I was doing as much as I could. But I remember when I saw her, I was like, oh, you need some help? Because it's like, because I remember I was about to pass her, but then I turned around. I'm like, no, no, let me double check. And she was just like, I can't, I don't know what's going on. And if I go the long way, then I have to go all the way back. And so I'm like, you want me to push you? And yeah, I remember her, like, I pushed her over the bridge and we introduced ourselves. That's how I met her. And the rest of the time that I was there, yeah, it's like whenever we, like, like passed by each other, we would wave and talk and stuff. But it's just knowing how being in a wheelchair, sometimes you have issues going, and then sometimes when your classes are on the second story, but then the elevator isn't working right, or if there's a long line, some people can choose the stairs, some can't. And so, but even if it's an invisible disability, being on the spectrum, that would be interesting to show some of the issues that could happen on campus as well. I would be amazed if they could do one of each, but baby steps, right? Baby steps. And even back to the physical disability, do they live on campus or off campus? And like, yeah, are they going to have commuters with the new version? And with like the commuters, like, what's their story? What's their lives like? Are any of the characters going to be siblings? And who are going to be the professors, and what are the students going to major in? Because me, at least, try to show more in STEM. It's like, yeah, I am not that great at math and science or whatever, but I applaud those that are. And I know we need to show more of that. Especially, we have rappers now and people trying to say, you don't need to be literate. Okay, I'm going to say this with all of the rudeness that I can, and all the petty, but you need to actually just shut up. If you are literally trying to tell people they don't need to be educated, but then you have the nerve to say they need to be financially literate, but they don't need to be literate. What about if they want to go to med school or be a vet or many of the other types of sciences? It's like, what about even, I don't, there are so many, like engineering, there's so many different types of careers where it's so competitive. It's like, do you actually think somebody on a third, fourth grade reading level would be able to tackle that at like an easy or reasonable way. I'm not saying it never happens or it doesn't happen. I mean, I've had students in my classes where I'm just like, oh, okay, I understand. It's like I would check up on them because I know like their reading level wasn't as high as the rest. And it's like when it came to looking for jobs, it's like I hope the best for them. I really, really did. And it's like by the same, I didn't want to give them resources to help them because some of the students, especially when it comes to college, because I'm talking about college level, it's like some of them are not gonna take that the nice way. Some of them are gonna, yeah, it's like there's so many things where you have to be so careful as a professor and educator because especially with these generations, these later generations, they are so sensitive, highly sensitive. But now I'm thinking, are they going to kind of, because I know I'm thinking about Grownish. Is it going to be similar or different, and how different? But at the end of the day, mm, I don't know. It's like, what are your thoughts? Because let's see, it's like I know diversity wise, we need to show the different levels and the different complexities. Because maybe even an Afro Hispanic, that would be really cool too, especially with what's going on out here. If we can have an episode where they can talk about their issues and the nervousness that they go through, and maybe compare themselves to some other parts of their family who are not Afro Hispanic, you know? Maybe they're the first generation of, like, maybe her dad is like African and mom Hispanic, so she's like the first one. And so maybe she has to look out for herself in different ways. Or she has to look out because of the being black and Hispanic all at the same time, the judgment she gets within her family and society. But yeah, there are so many different ways where we can create the characters and develop them, their personalities. And I think it'll be really interesting. I'm kind of excited. And I hope you guys check it out too. And once I get the Patreon, like, yeah, oh my gosh, I have so much on Patreon already, but I have so much more to load. But check it out. And soon I want to start talking about different shows and movies, especially like one of the first ones I really want to talk about is The Extraordinary Lawyer Woo Young Woo. Oh my gosh, I've watched several K dramas since then, but that one still is my favorite. And I want to talk about The Residents. Both have main characters with disabilities and minorities with disabilities, and the issues and the things that they go through and the way they get judged. I connect with so much. And I'm just hoping that with some of the shows as we talk and break down different things, and I mean, as a writer, with my life, I get a lot of my ideas from my personal life and also from the news, tying it together. There are a lot of current events that are going to be in my superhero and the Grim Reaper and like one of the other murder mystery novels that I'm working on. But anyway, check it out. This is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.